campsite should be over here.
Scared me. Thank gosh you're okay.
What happened?
You fell and hit your head.
Really? I don't remember that.
That's okay. Come on, I gotta show you something.
It isn't there yet, Ewan. It's just not very relatable.
I don't want it to be relatable. I want people to see what I see.
And what exactly is that? This stuff about the moon, this speculation of yours, it's illegible.
Do you mean illegible or unintelligible?
I meant exactly what I said. Look, the parts about your brother are good, and I only wish we had more of that. To be honest, that's the only reason I gave you a shot. I thought we had an understanding about this last time.
I'm not gonna write my brother's biography.
Maybe not. But that's what people want to read. You know your brother better than anyone, and we want to see a different side of him. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, I can't give you any more time on this. The advance has been paid, and we need you to follow through.
What does that mean exactly in terms of deadlines?
I need to have a full draft by this time next week. There's no flexibility on this.
Okay. I'll see you next week. Thanks.
Fear and doubt come against your mind. Has your faith been so?
The Church of Light and Hope takes donations of any kind, even if it's just a moment of your time. With over 30,000 committed followers and dignitaries, we offer weekly sermons and mass for all those who believe. And if you can't make it to a particular service, you can always download it at our website, www.lightenhope.org. Thank you.
Hey! How's it going, buddy? Hey. How was the drive over? Oh, not too bad. Finally got to listen to some of these audiobooks that Steve's always talking about. Steve? Yeah. Steve? My assistant? I mean, my personal advisor? I'm sure you've met him before. I'm not good with faces.
Do you remember who else wasn't good with faces? Dad. Do you remember when he and Mom forgot which one of us was which? They didn't have a clue.
Yeah, well, you know, they wouldn't have figured it out if you hadn't called me by the wrong name.
But they would have figured it out by then anyway.
Is that still there? I can read it. I could read it last year. Oh God, Dad was so pissed at us for doing that. Is that all you brought? And you're still using that old tent? You know, mine's big enough for the both of us. Yeah, it's a little thrown together. I was in a bit of a hurry this morning. I stopped at the publisher. Yeah, and how'd that go? It was fine. They just want another draft as soon as possible. Well, did you rewrite anything? What do you mean by that? It's just the way you explain God is a little unusual. I know it's unusual. I was going for honest, not accessible. Ewan, people have been believing in the same God for thousands of years. It's hard to change that. But what you can do is package him in a way that's appealing and interesting. You can give him hope that there's something new. So maybe I should be more like you and just tell people what they want to hear. That's not what I'm saying. If you want what you have to share to catch on, then you need to ground a cornerstone of your doctrine in something accessible. You know, you can always join us. There will always be a place for you in the church, and this is a very exciting time for us. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but Sky News is doing a series on newly acclaimed spiritual leaders from 3 different countries, and I've been selected. It's going to be broadcast internationally. No, I didn't know that actually. They let us pick the questions, and I've been practicing my answers every day. It's like a totally new template for a sermon. I'm going to be able to share our word with so many new corners of the world. God, Steve's been in a frenzy. He almost didn't let me come this weekend, but I can understand why. This is a really great opportunity for the church. Actually, do you mind if I practice a little bit? Yeah, that's fine, I guess. You see, what we mean to do is to enhance faith, not misdirect it. The Lord of light and hope is all around us. He sees and hears everything. But we should not fear him. How can we? God is here to guide us, and God is here to guide. The Lord of light and hope is in the sun. He sees and hears everything, but we should not fear him. How can we? God guides us, and we have to understand that there's supposed to be a full moon tonight.
Alright, it's a new day. Go check out that creek. Ryan. My brother, he's dead. I just found him in our tent, and he's cold. I'm at Spring Grove Avenue in the campgrounds. I'm in a big blue tent. Okay, just please hurry. Steve?
Where are you?
I'm sorry I missed your call.
I've been trying to reach you all morning. What's going on?
Steve, my brother's dead.
Oh. Ewan?
Yes? I've already called an ambulance.
I'm so sorry, Brian. I didn't know. Are you all right?
I think so. I just can't believe this happened.
Please excuse my previous concerns, Father. Get here whenever you can. I think it's helpful to regroup and collect ourselves after something like this. I'll be at the Windy City Cafe until the late afternoon. I hope you're able to meet.
Yeah.
With me.
I'll be there.
But I understand if you can't make it. Hello? Are you there, sir?
Brian! Are you limping?
No. I'm sorry I'm late.
Don't be. I understand completely. Did the police say anything?
No. You know, he was fine the night before, and they haven't figured out an immediate cause of death. There was nothing I could do.
You realize they're going to ask about this, don't you?
What do you mean?
The interview. It's in 2 weeks. We'll obviously have to change the script. I can see you're upset. And I think you should talk about your brother, but we don't have the appropriate time. You should probably go home to Barbara and your son.
Of course. And the script?
We'll edit it tomorrow evening. Are you still having me over for dinner?
Yeah. Hello?
Hey there. How's everything?
Everything's fine. I'm a little shaken up after this weekend. I probably won't be going camping for a long time.
Next time you go, take me with you. I'll help you liven things up. Say, are you looking to take the edge off?
Without a doubt, that's just what I need.
Good. I'm at our place. Why don't you swing on by? I've missed you.
Sure. I'll see you soon.
Well, I think we ought to have a moment of silence tonight before we eat for your brother.
It's a lovely idea, Barbara.
You don't want pasta, honey? I can make you something else.
Oh, no, of course not. I was just lost in thought.
I can understand if it might take some time to recuperate, Father, from a tragedy like this, but both you and I know how strapped we are for time. The interview's in 2 weeks, and we've barely had enough time to practice.
Ewan would have wanted you to focus on your work.
No, I think you're right. I think we should practice first thing tomorrow morning.
Perfect.
And I want to talk to you about something else. I think we should publish his book. You know, the one he's been writing this past year.
Editing his works will be an ambitious project, and frankly, I don't think it should be our top priority right now.
I don't think it would be that much work at all. And I think it's worth spending the money to try to do the...
I don't think you should spread yourself so thin. It took a lot to make this interview happen, honey, and, well, the profits from your last book have already taken a dive. You know that.
I thought you said his book was pointless. So, Dad, I'm just saying.
made a lot of changes. And I think he's moving in a very positive direction. And like I said, I think it's worth the cost. We're gonna be able to use the publicity from his death to our advantage. We're gonna have to have a funeral for him soon. And I was thinking I could give a eulogy and use that as the foreword to the book.
It's an interesting idea, Father. And if tomorrow's practice goes well, then we'll discuss it further.
Well, I know he was working with a publisher, so I can call.
I will set up a meeting right away.
Hi, Brian. Something's a little different about you.
I don't know what you mean.
You're not over here. You're not Brian. Who are you?
I'm his brother, Ewan. Look, I don't mean any trouble.
I'm sure. I just need to clear up one thing with you. Your brother took care of me, and I just need to know that you'll do the same.
I'm not in any kind of position to make any sort of promises.
Well then, there's a buyout clause. Having filled your brother's shoes, I would hope that you've gathered that he was a very important man. It would be a shame if it got out to the press that he was having an affair.
Look, I know my brother was a fake, but I'm not. By some strange chance, I've been given an opportunity to influence millions of people, and I intend on doing so. I'll get you your money. Somehow. And I'll take care of you better than Brian ever did if I have to.
That's what I like to hear.
Hello? Yeah, I'll be right down. Look, I gotta go, Miss...
Camille. Just call me Camille.
Well, the way I see it, I would have no problem signing away your brother's works under your creative copyright protection. In fact, I'd be glad to do it, as it offers us both a streamlined business opportunity.
Care to explain more?
Well, the material as it is can't be sold in stores. It'll not only bore the reader to death, it just isn't something we want our publishing firm promoting. I would like you to revise it, Father Somerset. We'd also like you to write a preface, if it pleases you.
But these are my brother Ewan's lifelong works.
Of course the father can proofread his brother's works. A foreword's already being written, and we can even announce the release of the book at the end of Brother Ewan's service.
I can already see it on a bestseller list.
Exactly how much would you like me to revise? I would like to keep as many of his original ideas as possible, especially in light of his untimely death.
All I'm asking you to do is make some sense out of it. I'm sure it ties into what the church believes. You can even use this as an opportunity to make some great strides in contemporary ideas regarding your faith.
I just don't see how this can be published in the same vein as the Church of Light and Hope, given some of his progressive ideas about his faith.
I couldn't agree more, sir. It should be digestible for the masses, for all to enjoy. I know you don't want your brother's work corrupted, but the fact is that it won't get published unless it's tied to the church.
Glad we're all on the same page. Would you be available to have an edited version before the eulogy?
Well, I'd have to look
You
at...
can count on the father having it done before then. You have his word on it. Well, we better get going. We've got a lot of work to do with the interview coming up. Okay, sir. Let's just pick up from where we left off last time. Many have accused you of denigrating.
You mean disparaging? You mean disparaging? It says it right here. It is all.
All right. It's been said that you disparage other religions, specifically other sects of Christianity. How would you respond to that?
We don't disparage anything. Our beliefs just stand on their own. You know, we're not a sect. We're an advancement.
Care to explain that a little more?
Well, it's true. We are derivative of Christianity, but the Church of Light and Hope isn't about waiting for the next world. It's about finding God in this one. I've always believed that God is one and the same with this world.
So you were heavily influenced by religion growing up?
Well, of course I was influenced. I was surrounded by religion.
So your family's beliefs strongly shaped your own?
Me and my family raised me in churches. You know, when we traveled on vacations, for example, we always visited churches, and it was mostly just images. Halos around the tops of heads. That's what stuck with me. And we would go camping.
Sir, is there something wrong with the script?
I was just thinking maybe we could rethink some of the lines.
Well, it's strange that you want to do that now, Father. After all, we've worked with focus groups. You know that if we want a greater following, we have to use these answers. We've paid to make sure we know what's most effective on viewers. I think it would be best if we just stuck with what's on the page. At least this time through right now.
Okay.
At least.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Somerset. What would you say is at the core of your moral fiber?
Well, let's see. Many different things constitute my foundation, and I don't think it's fair.
No, let's just do it again. Just say it as it is on the page.
Look, Steve, this stuff is just so dry, okay? It's dry to me, and I don't feel as close to it now as I used to. And I don't think we should go live with this script.
Well, if you really feel that way, I just wish you'd take into consideration how much time we spent rehearsing this material. Somerset, how would you respond to critics of your following? Those who believe you are leading a group of people in no clear direction.
Well, I believe people who say such things haven't heard our stories and our poems. Our God will guide us. After all, He is omnipresent and all-giving. He gives us the energy to power our world and warm our bodies. Without Him, we are nothing. I believe a good tide is coming. There will be storms like there have been storms before, but for those who believe, they will see that there is salvation in the end. I believe people who say such things haven't heard our stories and our poems. God will guide us. After all, He's omnipresent. He's all-giving. No, we're not doing it again, Steve, okay? I've been doing this goddamn line all day, and I've been doing it the way that you want, and you change your mind. Okay, so stop trying to control me!
Okay. Have it your way. When you're like this, you drink, and then there's no reasoning with you. Alright, I'm gonna leave, and I'm coming back in 15 minutes. And you better have your shit together, so we can finish answering these questions correctly.
Hey Camille, it's me. I just wanted to talk a little bit, but I guess we'll just have to wait till tomorrow. I I'm just not in a good place right now, and just give me a call back when you get this.
Hello, this is Ewan Somerset. Not available to come to the phone at the moment. Please leave your name and number. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Ewan, if you're out there, I pray that you never have to live this life. I pray that you always remain true to yourself like you have been. I pray that you remain true to your work. Ewan, this is nothing like I thought it would be. Everyone's just trying to swindle me. I thought it would be a blessing to try to influence people, but everyone's just trying to influence me and tell me what to do. This is nothing like we thought. And I just pray that you never get swept into this life. I don't have your money. Hello. I'd like to withdraw 10 grand from my savings account.
Are you going on vacation, Mr.
Somerset. Brian Somerset. And no, I have an investment I need to take care of.
Of course, of course. Let me see here. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't let you take out a large sum of money without the co-signature of your colleague, Mr. Steve McLaughlin.
But it's my money.
Well, the account is co-signed by Mr. McLaughlin. You cannot take $10,000 out with at least his signature.
Okay, thank you. Look, I wasn't able to get you the money.
Why not?
There was an issue at the bank. I'll get it for you, okay? I promise.
You know, you're just like your brother. Kind of helpless in an endearing way.
What are you talking about? Brian always got to do what he wanted.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Not in the church, at least. What with Steve breathing down his neck.
Steve worked for my brother.
Yeah, and as far as Steve is concerned, you are your brother. And look at the way he's treating you. Do you really think all that bullshit on TV came straight out of Brian's head?
I did, actually. I mean, he always seemed that way to me.
Brian never wanted to sell himself, Ewan. He did what he had to do, but it wasn't out of some great love of business or anything like that.
I guess I just never thought of him that way.
Maybe it wasn't the way that he really wanted to do things, but he got the word out, and look at where the church is today.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it just goes against everything that I wanted for my writing, but no big deal.
Look, nobody's really who they say they are. Everybody's got to sacrifice something. Speaking of which, I'll still be expecting that money. And I know you're not going to like this, but you're going to have to talk to Steve.
My image has always been dependent on those who listen, and you need to consider that.
Stop now, you and I know. This isn't working.
How long have you known?
Since dinner. Maybe before. And I know Brian wouldn't take his brother's death that way.
Plus, the bank called, mentioned something about you trying to withdraw 10 grand. Is it Camille?
Yes. Wait, have you told Barbara?
Barbara? How would I even begin to explain that? I'm not sure, but I think your husband's dead and you're sleeping with his brother. Just a hunch.
We haven't even been in the same room for 2 hours.
I already know that, Ewan. What'd you even tell her? Camille, I mean. How'd she take it?
Not badly. She wants me to buy her out or take care of her the way Brian did. God, I tried to get her the money from the bank, but they wanted a signature from you and... Steve, if I can just make it through this interview...
It's not gonna happen anyway, Ewan. You can spend every night having dinner with Barbara for the rest of your life. And as long as you keep paying Sean's tuition and her country club fees, she won't say a word. But the minute you open your mouth in front of the congregation, let alone an international broadcast, it's all over for us.
Steve, my faith wouldn't exist without his. But neither of ours will if I don't do this. I can do this interview, but I need your help.
Well, you'll also have to help us. Your role in this is a lot more important than just your existence right now. You have to be fully in this. Not for me, not for your brother, not even for yourself, but for the greater good of our faith. Do we understand each other? Good. Now I'll get the check to Camille. You don't mention this to anyone.
It's almost 7:30. Where's Steve?
I don't know. I mean, he's usually very punctual. I was expecting him to be here by now.
Apologize for being late. I had to run an important errand for tomorrow. Pardon the latency of the gift, Barbara.
Oh, thank you. I was beginning to give up on you. You're lucky this is my favorite kind. Otherwise, I would have given your food to the dog. So, Brian, are you ready for tomorrow?
I am. I'm not worried at all.
You finished the eulogy?
I have. I'm looking forward to telling people who my brother really was.
Just read straight from your notes. You'll be fine.
Unless I use the wrong name.
This whole time, you and I never really... Sorry. I shouldn't try to confuse you.
Well, I guess we better get started. Friends, family, brothers and sisters, a great tragedy has befallen all of us. I speak before you on behalf of my brother Ewan, who's passed on to the other side. Ewan was an idealist. He was a writer. He was a man of grand ideas. He was a man of his word. But above all else, he was an honest man who only wanted for his life to tell his own story. Sometimes, in fact, I get the sense that nobody knows who Ewan really was. But I do. I remember when we were young, just children. I almost lost him. He'd gone off the trail and found his own path, much like he did in his adult life. I searched and searched, and only by the grace and light of the Lord was I able to find him. Having almost lost him drew us closer together, and we were inextricably bound to each other from that day forward. We loved each other, we differed from each other, but we respected each other's foundation. Now that he is truly gone, his words will carry on. And although this is a time of great despair, a dawn with a new cycle is upon us. A horizon full of fresh, positive opportunities for all of us is here. I can feel it. Much like I can feel Ewan's presence in the room sometimes. Having a brother like him utterly changed my life, and I can honestly say that I wouldn't be speaking before you good people today if it hadn't been for his influence. So let us honor his life and his passing with the highest of lights. Thank you.
That was well executed. Congratulations. We're one step closer to globalizing our faith. Father Brian.
Yes, I'm very enthused about upcoming developments.
Great speech, I have to say.
Thanks. I wrote it myself.
I'll be honest with you. I was a little worried given what we had to work with, but I think your eulogy will frame your brother's work perfectly. You know, you and your brother share the same conviction in your speech, Ewan. Brian. My mistake, your names are so similar.
Good luck, sir.